The handler of the glass should be tolerant of the towns of the handler of the plastic. Welcome, viewers, to a fresh episode. And today we're going to page 3 of PMP of November 3 to 5, 2003. JSS pupil 19 jailed 7 years for rape. The Ofinsu Circuit Court in the Ashanti region, presided over by His Lordship, Honorable A. Abanga, on Tuesday, October 14, 2003, imprisoned a 19-year-old junior secondary school pupil, Eric Amankwa, to a 7-year jail term for allegedly raping a 15-year-old girl. Eric Amankwa was slapped with a punishment on his own guilty plea that he actually raped the girl and pleaded for forgiveness, which was treated with contempt. Briefing the court, Police Inspector A. Asar is spelled Asaah, disclosed that on Monday, October 6, 2003, at about 1 p.m., the victim, name withheld, a house help who lives at Ahinkro, a town near Ofinsu in the Kwabra district, was sent by her mistress to go and look for her brother in town. That's 1 p.m. for her brother in town. The prosecutor lamented that on her way, the victim met the sex-hungry GSS people who, after hearing the victim's message, volunteered to assist her to locate mistress's brother, which he, the rapist, knew where he was. On their way, Amankwa allegedly took the victim to an uncompleted building, asked her to remove her panty so that they could have sex, but the victim refused. Becoming enraged about the negative reply, Amankwa, the prosecutor, intimated, threatened to beat her up, after which he removed his own school uniform, which he used as mats, and forcibly had sex with the victim. She later reported her ordeal to her mistress, who in turn reported Amankwa to the police, leading to his arrest and prosecution. Sorry, Ohene Foster Ofinsu. Maybe he had a very high testosterone level, pushing him to do those things. Unfortunately, what he did was wrong. Unfortunately. Okay. Second story, under the first one, under the rape story. Pregnant woman jailed. Can see the pregnant woman, the left hand side of the paper. Pregnant woman jailed. The Manya Krobo Circuit Court has clamped a 3-year jail sentence on a pregnant woman for breaking into the house of one Meritete Yaku. The pregnant woman, Princess Abla, a resident of Agbon in the Manya Krobo district, pleaded guilty to the charge of causing damage and unlawful entry. Prosecuting, the police inspector Emilia K. Egbe Hanke told the court, presided over by Mr. SKB Alomatu, that on October 15, 2003, at about 8 p.m., the complainant, Meritete Heko, locked her door and left for Agomanya market. The accused, knowing that the complainant had gone to the market, went to her house with a cutlass and an iron bar and tried to force the main door open. When she saw that she could not open the main door since it was crossed inside with an iron bar, she went to the back of the house and forced the window open. Abba, is it your house? Huh? Abba. And forced the door open. As she was climbing the wall to jump through the window into the room, a witness in the case saw her and raised an alarm. Priscilla, knowing that she had been seen and that her life was in danger, jumped over a huge wall with broken bottles fixed at the top of the wall. She was held by some of the broken bottles. In the She was held by some of the broken bottles in the process, and as a result, fell flat behind the wall. The youth in the area gave her a hot chase and arrested her as she laid flat on the floor. When she saw that she could not run any longer, as she fell flat on the floor, when she saw that she could not run any longer, she was arrested and handed over to, to the police. During investigations, Priscilla admitted breaking the window with a cutlass and an iron bar. She was consequently charged with the offense and was arraigned before court. She pleaded guilty and was fined 3 million cedis save or in default serve 3 years imprisonment with hard labor by L. Sakite. Francis L. Sakite. Uh, Third story, cripple in trouble for fondling woman. Cripple in trouble for fondling woman. I don't know. If it's a cripple, does it mean he doesn't have any sexual drive? And the fondling, it depends the woman. Let's see. Okay. It is an undeniable fact that most Ghanaians, especially women, are more sympathetic and compassionate to physically challenge to the physically challenged and will do anything possible to make life comfortable for them. Thus, when a 20-year-old cripple got on board Accra Ashaman bound Mercedes Benz bus with registration number GR2434R, a lady passenger did not hesitate to invite him to sit next to her. However, unknown to the lady, the cripple, Ahmed Musa, a tailor, had other motives apart from having a smooth journey to his destination. He was allegedly caught red handed, fondling the breasts and other sensitive parts of the lady who fell asleep during the trip. Oh my God. It happens. It happens. And sometimes, viewers, don't be surprised if I tell you that some of it come from the ladies. It depends who caught her. How asleep was she when the man was fondling her? Did she pretend to be asleep or what? Anyway, who fell asleep during the trip? So if a short sleep, how do you fall asleep so fast? So fast that somebody could just fondle you like that. I think it's because a third party caught him. No, she wouldn't have complained. I'm sorry for that. Okay, paragraph. For that unruly act, the cripple who had the frontage of his trousers swollen up as a result of his erected male organ was subjected to severe beatings and hefty slaps from other passengers before being forced to alight at a spot far away from the destination. Let me go back as Epic and see who caught her. However, unknown to the lady, the cripple Ahmed Musa, a tailor, had other motives, having a smooth journey to his station. He was allegedly caught. So it was not the lady who caught her. No. So the lady, she was doing it, and the lady didn't catch her. somebody rather caught him. Oh, sorry, and the lady didn't catch him. Somebody rather caught him. No, the story is not understandable. No, 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 no. I think if a woman is pregnant, somebody even touches the breast, she's not in her bedroom at night. No. And moreover, it was she who invited him. Then, as soon as she sat down, she started sleeping and slept so fast. Habba, habba, habba. Okay, let's continue. Passengers, before being forced to alight at a spot far away from his destination. According to the lady, some name withheld, she boarded the bus from Makola in Accra on October 20th, 2003 to Ashama at about 7 p.m. However, when the bus got to a spot called Kotobabi along the Spintex Road, the, the cripple, who walked with the assistance of clutches, boarded the bus. Due to the seeming difficulty he had in getting on board the vehicle, the lady who was seated on the third row behind the driver's seat invited the cripple to sit beside her. This gesture the young man accepted and expressed his appreciation to the lady. The lady stated that in the course of the journey, she fell asleep but was suddenly woken when another woman who was seated on the next seat tapped her shoulder, adding, I opened my eye only to find the cripple busily fondling my breast. No, 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 no. No good Bacho. So I raised an alarm which attracted the attention of other passengers and other passengers and the driver who stopped and questioned him. I can't understand the story well. No. The shamefaced man who gave his name as Ahmed admitted the offense and pleaded for forgiveness. Even though some of the passengers demanded that they handed him over to the police, the driver thought otherwise and rather ordered him to alight after giving him some hefty slaps. PMP reporter. I don't think some of these reporters are telling us precisely what happened because he, the reporter, wasn't there. I wouldn't buy this story that much. No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry to say that. If it hurts some of my viewers, I don't know. I don't know what to say to them. Maybe I should say sorry, but it doesn't. It's not very very clear to me. All right, we go to the second half of the paper. Assemblies of God Pastor Preacher's wife. Members of the Assemblies of God Church at Pong in the Manya Kroba district are still basking in the shock and grief that gripped them when their pastor mercilessly macheted his wife for wanting to divorce him. Divorce. Pastor John Tekete, who ran into the bush after the Macabre, after the Macabre Act, was, however, arrested by the youth of the area and handed him over to the police. Macabre is spelled Macabre, and handed him over to the police. Paragraph. The pastor's wife, Felicia Tekpete, who had deep cuts all over her body with some of her fingers chopped off. With some of her fingers chopped off, is on admission and in a critical condition at the VRA hospital in Akosombo. VRA means Volta River Authority. Okay, paragraph. When PMP visited her at the hospital, she was bandaged with her hands in POP, plaster of Paris, and was unable to speak. Our investigator at Pont Cortes, where the incident happened, revealed that on October 17, 2003, at about 12 noon, the residents of the area heard loud wailing from the room of Pastor Tekpete, who they recognized as that of Felicia Tekpete. I would marry you, and she was crying. She was crying in inverted commas. I will marry you. I wouldn't marry. I would marry you. Please don't kill me. Oh, funny and laughable. Hmm? The woman wouldn't marry the pastor, and the pastor wanted to kill her. And the woman was pleading, I will marry you. I will marry you. I will marry you. I will marry you. Don't kill me. Oh, oh funny and laughable. Hmm? Okay. Please don't kill me. Oh. The escalating scream, which was not abating, drew the residents to the scene, who realized that Pastor Tekpete locked his wife in the room and was attempting to kill her. Haba. People don't joke with sex. Hmm? Okay. When the residents knocked on the door, the pastor threatened to kill anyone who dared intrude into his private affairs. Uh, the residents, who couldn't stand the painful scream of Felicia, forced the door open. I thought I was going to sneeze. Forced the door. Oh, I've lost my bearing. The residents, who couldn't understand the pain, uh, who couldn't stand the painful scream of Felicia, forced the door open. And when Pastor Tekpete saw that his wife was in danger, ran through the crowd, brandishing the sharp cutlass into the bush. Hmm. Uh, the woman, who was lying in the room in a pool of blood, unconscious, was quickly whisked to the VRA hospital, where she was admitted. The youth, however, chased the pastor into the bush and arrested him. They carried him on their shoulders like a goat. They carried him on the shoulders like a goat. Oh, God. Life is funny. Oh my God. Where is it? They carried him on their shoulders and handed him over to the Pong police. PMP's further investigations also revealed that Pastor John Petekpe, Pastor John Petekpe's marriage hit the rocks when the pastor started accusing his wife of making too many friends, which has made her abandon the domestic chores. Mm, I see. He therefore warned her to desist from going out. But Felicia, who also felt that her husband was trampling on her freedom, resisted the order and decided to bow out of the marriage. She therefore began to pack her things and started carrying them away in bits. He just warned you. That's what women do. He just warned you not to go out with these women. Eh? And you must have your way. And therefore, because of that, you also start packing away. So he decided to take the law into his hand. Hmm? Okay, pardon me for that. To bow out of the marriage. She further began to pack her things and started carrying them away in bits. On the said date, Mrs. Fisher Tekpete told her husband that she was traveling to Accra, but rather went to her parents at Somanya. When Pastor Tekpete learned that and his and estranged wife left for Somanya, he followed her and persuaded her to come back or to come home. and take care of the children as he was traveling. Felicia came home to the children, but instead of staying to take care of them, she rather began packing the remaining of the belongings. She was taking advantage. She was already thinking of how to go back and pick up the rest of her things. Okay, the pastor who could not stand the sight of his beloved wife leaving him decided to teach her a bitter lesson. He quickly shut the door and started cutting her from head to toe with the cutlass as the as the helpless woman screamed for help. She was saved. She was saved from near death by the residents of the area. Some of the members of the Assemblies of God Church PMP spoke to were tight-lipped. Of course, they were tight-lipped. Hmm? The police at Caen confirmed the story and said they were investigating the case and would arraign him before court to face the law as their investigation is complete. Meanwhile, Pastor Tekpete was said to have volunteered to donate blood to his wife at the hospital if there is need for it by Francis L. Sakite Pong. Okay, let's go to the last story on the page. Man, uh, man 20 jumps from frying pan to fire. Man 20 jumps from frying pan to fire. When it dawned on Emmanuel Jackson, 20, a resident of Dome, Accra, that he was not making any headway in life, he quickly thought of a plan. However, this has rather compounded his already worse situation. Paragraph 4. He multiplied his predicament by attempting to commit suicide, and this has landed him into fire from the frying pan. I've lost my bell. Fire from the frying pan. Oh, I went too far. I'm looking from the frying pan. Yes, I've got it. Jackson, unemployed, has been sentenced to a term of 3 months imprisonment in hard labor for the offense. This was a default of a, this was in default of 300,000 fine. Paragraph. Magisterial court. Earlier, the Ga Magisterial District Court, Amasaman, was informed that on September 21st, 2003, at about 12 noon, one Agbeko Foley, an employee of the Ofanko Stone Quarry, went into the nearby bush at Aloboshi near Achimota and saw a pair of slippers left under a mango tree. You have slippers and you want to commit suicide. Somebody doesn't have money to buy slippers. Hmm? Oh my God. Life is wonderful. Eh? Uh, Slippers under a mango tree. Curious, he looked around and saw Jackson dangling on top of a tree, screaming for help. So this is a lesson. When you're committing suicide, last minute you'll be screaming for help. It's not easy. Screaming for help. Uh, alarmed, alarmed at the situation, Foley immediately climbed the tree to save him. He brought him down and removed the rope around his neck. after which he lodged a complaint with the Achimota Maltu police. I don't think these reporters are telling us the true story because I don't think that if anybody actually intends hanging himself and, you know, actually lets himself go from the rope, he can survive. No. Put the rope around your neck and then you climb something and then you let yourself down. No. You should go within seconds, not even minutes. I think so. Anyway, lodged a complaint with the Achimota Mile 7 police. Let me go back. Alarmed at the situation, let me go back a bit. Alarmed at the situation, Foley immediately climbed the tree to save him. He brought him down and removed the rope around his neck, after which he lodged a complaint with the Achimota Mile 7 police. At the scene, the police found an empty bottle of Alomo gin bitters lying beside Jackson, who looked heavily drunk and unconscious. So you want to commit suicide and you go and drink before doing it. Hmm? Unfortunately, he sustained no. Fortunately, he sustained no severe injuries on his body and was rushed to the hospital for treatment. Later, in his caution statement to the police, Jackson admitted wanting to end his life, explaining that he finds life very unbearable, adding that he made no headway, no headway, however hard he tried. Though he did not mention his parents, he said he lives with his uncle, one Samuel Kechonga, Kechonga, a private security guard at Domi in Accra. He was charged with the offense of attempting suicide and arraigned before the court. Sorry by Stella Gune. Sorry by Stella Gune. I think that's all for page 3. When we come back, we will go to page 4. What is page 4? Living. It's about women beauty. So, all I have to say is thank you very much, viewers. Bye bye.